It's 5 p.m.
You're watching Polkas After Dark.
Are you guys ready up there? Okay, just give me a second. All right. All right, quiet on the set.
Shh, listen.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's start the party. Broadcasting around the world. Polkas After Dark. This is your number one internet station. The music you love right here, right now. It's another live broadcast special edition. Now your host, voted your number one IJs of the year by the members of the United States Polka Association for 2023 and 2024. Here's your host of Polkas After Dark, Rob and Jerry.
Hey, good afternoon, good evening, whatever it is. It's all good because it's freaking snowing outside.
It sure is.
And it's cold.
It sure is.
Oh, boy. Hey, welcome to Polkas After Dark, the Sunday afternoon edition. This is where we get a chance, Jerry and I, to actually talk to an awesome musician. And today is going to be Mr. Tyler Zawatski. He is the accordionist for... for the Concertina All-Stars. He's played bass for Stephanie, and we're just going to get a chance to shout at him a little bit today. We do want to say hello to a bunch of folks that are in here right now. Mr. Bruce Michaels is here, also his lovely wife, Donna. And let's see here, who else? Dawn Marie Danielski. Hello to you, Dawn Marie. Also, we've got Jeff Mittek. Hello to you, sir. Mary Gagliardi is here. Also, we've got Marlene and Keith, it looks like, Fuda. So thank you guys for hopping in here. And, Susan Swartz is here. Wonder if they're all excited. I didn't even notice what the score is. We've still been keeping track of that. We've been watching the game.
But then it was halftime, so I don't...
I think it was 7-7. I think it was tied, if I'm not mistaken. Hey, Pat Mazer is here. Hello to you, Pat. We're going to say howdy, howdy. Linda Petrozeski up in Niagara Falls. Dolores Sandra Gorkowski is here in the house. Jan Dressler is here. She says, hello, everyone. Bonnie and Jay Skiba are here as well. Dale Voidilla is tuned in. Hello to you and Miss Cheryl. Also, it looks like Sharon Vrobel Golden is here. Hello, she says, I'm here. Missy Ryeski is here. Gail and Jeff Franzak, a.k.a. Jail. They are both here. It looks like Erica Belonda McMaster is here. Joe Puma and Jennifer. Hey, I think Jennifer celebrated a birthday this week, if I'm not mistaken. So happy belated to you, young lady.
The other birthday girl's hanging out with us.
Who is that?
Linda Chipchak Merwin.
Oh, she's here. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Linda.
Happy birthday to you.
Oh, man, that is just so wrong.
It's not as bad as us calling her at 5 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, well, we kind of got out of that, mainly because we're not up at 5 o'clock much anymore, especially on a weekend. Jeez, oh whiz. Let's see, who else is here? Sue Howard, hello to you, Sue, and thanks for stopping in yesterday, letting us know about the weather. Also, we've got Mark Habit Sr. Hello to you, Mark. He is here. Gosh, a lot of people are tuning in here. Mr. Joe Michelik, hello to you and welcome to Polkas After Dark. Haven't seen you in a while. Hope all is well. Hope you're staying inside and you're warm, because that's all that matters right now.
So, Z, I got to ask, are you running around in shorts today? Because it was going to be a whole 10 degrees by you.
And
I'm just
probably.
curious, you know.
Probably he is.
He wants the Broncos to win. We won't fault him for that.
No, that's all right. We want
the Bills
Pats,
aren't in it. I
we
guess
want
it
the
don't
Pats
matter.
to win, but yeah, that's all right. We're still rooting for the Pats anyhow. I am still looking for something here.
You are.
And I can't locate it, and I don't know why. So let's go ahead and bring up a song. Why don't we do that? Here's one called Ukrainia Polka Poker. Here is Eddie Blazonczyk and the Versatones. Ed Rajewski's here. Hello, Mr. Edwin. Eddie Blazonczyk Sr. and the Versatones. Hey, I finally got up here what I wanted to find.
Oh, what was that?
It's somebody
list?
singing a lot better than us for Happy Birthday to Linda.
Clap your hands, it's your birthday. Happy birthday to you. It's your birthday. Happy birthday to you. It's your birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Cha cha cha.
Yeah, cha-cha-cha,
Cha-cha-cha.
and happy birthday to Mr.
Wally Medusha.
Wally Medusha. Yeah, we got a chance to see him at Mr. Chet Kavakovsky's house.
Yes, we
Remember
did.
when
We had a
he came
wonderful
over?
time.
They serenaded us. I think I have a video of that somewhere
I bet you
on my
do.
phone. Yeah. Hey, Tyler Zawatski is going to be joining us very, very soon. Like I'd say within maybe about 20 minutes or so, we're going to be giving him a call. Also, let's see here. We've got some other folks, as you can see there on the screen. Mr. Ed Kalansnik and friends, the band Ed is going to be joining us in a couple of weeks here. Also, Mr. Vic Dardzinski is going to join us. Dan Hakis, hello to you. I believe he is hanging around here somewhere today. And also, Alex Meixner is going to be joining us. And, of course, Mr. Fred Swick. So we're going to say hello to all of those great people. And again, thanks so much for putting us in here. Tuning us in here on Polkas After Dark. Let's see what this kind of looks like here. Oh, that's kind of neat. That actually
is
has
kinda
snow.
neat.
I just don't know if it's going to be stuttering on the...
Well, let's hope not.
Yeah,
So
huh.
Xander says he's not going to be running around in shorts yet.
Oh, yet.
Yet.
Okay, all right.
It's still early, right?
Well,
They still
Helena
got a couple hours.
said that if it's like 10 or 15 degrees, they were going to...
I know.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be 10 there.
Oh, okay. Well, hey,
Heat wave.
what is the temperature where you're at, kids? We want to know. We want to find out. Mr. John Gora is here. Hello to you, Yashu. Hello to your lovely missus as well. Let's see, who else is here? Gary Brugan is here. Hello to you, Gary. Rick Bukowski is joining us today. Also, let's see, who else, Jerry, do you have over there?
It's just me and Z hanging out.
Just Z?
Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
there's a bunch of other people, but they're just not chatting with me today.
We're going to
so
say hi to Mr. Steve Garamala.
We
He
know
always
he's here.
tunes us in. Yeah, hey, that snow actually looks like it's real. Look at that. That's kind of bizarre.
because it's probably real wherever
Oh,
that
they're not.
is.
They're not shaking the salt shaker.
No,
Oh,
they-
tell everybody how you cut your finger on the
No.
paper. No,
No.
Yeah, the pepper shaker thing.
I just took
Oh,
all my
come on.
Band-Aids off. I had a Band-Aid on every single one of my fingers because I have been a walking disaster
Yes, you
in the
have.
kitchen lately. All I'm trying to do is like something simple like put the salt away. And the pepper shaker jumped
Attacked
out,
you.
bit me,
you.
sliced open my hand. I have blood everywhere. No, I didn't. It wasn't that bad. But the
Okay.
pepper shaker did cut me. And I was
Yeesh.
like, what in the world is going on?
Hey, Michael Dzinski, he just joined us here on Polkas After Dark. Let's get a song by Tony Blazonczyk and New Phase, one called Yedja Boat. I want to find out a little bit about their polka cruise with Stir with the BCAS. Here's
Going on a great big boat down the lazy river on a happy polka cruise, singing all together. On a happy polka cruise, singing all together. Jedzie, 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 bo koła się ruszają, muzyka pięknie gra i wszyscy śpiewają, muzyka pięknie gra i wszyscy śpiewają, jedzie, 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 bo do starego kraju nie wrócimy nazad, aż do Portulaju, nie wrócimy nazad, aż do Portulaju. Jedzie, 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 boat. We're going on a great big boat down the lazy river on a happy polka cruise, singing all together. On a happy polka cruise, singing all together. Now the captain joins the band with his concertina. Stash and yachts are gonna dance with Elta and Janina. Stash and yachts are gonna dance with Elta and Janina. Now the cruise is ending, the sun is slowly rising. Everybody's doing the polka, still they're harmonizing. Everybody's doing the polka, still they're harmonizing.
That's cool. Hey, that's Yedja Boat, a little bit of Tony Blazonczyk and New Phase. And what is Denise Anilowski staying there? She says 10 inches in Tyler's hometown of McAdoo. We have 13 inches of snow so far. Oh, boy. Well, 'tis the season, I guess we want to say. Hey.
My brother said it is 20 degrees in New Mexico.
Oh, any snow?
Snowing for 2 days, but very light. Imagine freezing in the middle of the desert.
Ooh, that's
that would not be good. But
that's
it's
kinda
cold
scary.
everywhere.
Yeah. Yep, it is. We hope that you guys are nice and warm. We got the fire right over here. So you notice that I pointed in the right direction.
Yeah, you pointed in the right direction.
Yeah, I didn't do one of these. I didn't pull this. Our cameras are actually backwards. You guys have no clue as to what I'm talking about. But the scene is actually reversed because I am pointing over my right shoulder, but the way the camera is actually set up, I should be pointing over my left shoulder for that, but it's just the right side. Yeah.
So this,
Okay. Yeah.
if I point to you,
Yes.
is opposite of where you are.
Opposite of where I am. Yes, which is really strange. People don't really care about this
That's
either.
why I do the whole thing like this, because I'm never sure which way to point.
People don't care anyhow. You know
They
what
don't.
they care about? They care about
some
Tyler
hot
coming
music.
on in just a couple of minutes. Hey, I want to ask Mr. Ed Rajewski. Edwin is here, and I want to ask him because he's going to know this right off of the bat. The Tones recorded a song called I Won't Go Home, Obetic, and if I'm not mistaken, Mr. Wally Meduja sang that vocal. And let's see how quick Mr. Edwin.
Rajewski?
Yeah, I'm just reading here. Looks like Rick Allen is here. Jeez, whiz. I can't believe all these people coming out of the woodwork, but that's a relative of his. You know that Olivia is Tyler's wife, and that is also Rick Allen's daughter, Rick and Alicia.
Yep.
So we want to thank you kids for coming by here. Debbie Durenda is here. Hey, okay, Mr. Ed Rajewski said, yes, that is. So guess what? We're going to play this for that 84-year-old guy out in Chicago. Here's one by the Tones. Fantastic band back in the day. Ask Jeff Mittak, he'll tell you.
Nie pójdę do domu, aż rano, nie pójdę do domu, aż będzie dzień. Nie pójdę do domu, bo Kaśka jest sama. Nie pójdę do domu, aż będzie dzień. Nie pójdę z tej sali, bo mnie tu upili. Nie pójdę do domu, aż będzie dzień.
Oh, yeah. The man himself. Hey, and you know what? Mr. Edwin also said, hey, he also sang Red Underwear, and I don't remember that one. Oh, that's the one. Okay.
Mój tatuś ma czerwone gadki, on je lubił, to nosił zawsze. Mama szyła jedyne te czerwone gadki, they were really pretty. Mama szyła jedyne te czerwone gadki, they were really pretty. Tatuś swoje gadki powieszył, koza podarła ze całych szył. Tak te gadki darła, całe je podarła, they were worth a nickel. Tak ty gadki darła, całe je podarła, they were worth a nickel. Tatuś sobie raz był podbity, kozę ze sobą wziął do bary i tylko, że ugryzł, gdzie jemu należy. Yes, he really bit him. I tylko, że ugryzł, gdzie jemu należy. Yes, he really bit him. Tatuś nie ma czerwone gadki, tatuś nie ma więcej jedyne. Koże już nie mamy, tatuś był pijany. He was really burning. Koże już nie mamy, tatuś był pijany. He was really burning.
What are you laughing about now?
Well, my brother said he's freezing his gadki off, so I just asked him, yes, but are they clean?
And are they red?
And are they red?
Are they red? Children, are they red? Jeez, whiz.
I'm sorry.
Polkas After Dark is what you're tuned to. This is where the crazy people meet on the weekend to have fun. And if you're crazy just like us,
Then you have come to the right place.
you sure as heck have. Stephen Gerard is here. Hello to you, Stephen. Helen Boback is joining us. Peter Sloan says, stay warm. You think, Pete? We're trying, buddy. Hey, Karen and Dave. Zawatski are here. I think they're still down in Florida, so they're probably a little warmer than we are, although she's a native, and so is he. He used to work for the Ford company.
We may have to wait a little while before we can drink our hot cocoa over there because it's steaming.
Yeah, that's all right.
Very hot.
That's okay. At least it's there. That's all that matters. Yeah. Hey, we're going to be talking live with Tyler. I'm going to get him on the phone in just about 2 minutes. But we're playing some really fun stuff here today.
Okay.
And we're going to be talking a lot about Tyler and bands that he has worked with. We did actually play a few bands that he has performed with. And he is currently in the studio. Well, not right this second, but he's currently in the studio with the Buffalo Concertina All-Stars. They are recording. We're going to say hi to Alice Fischler.
She said there's
Oh,
no
there's
sound.
no
So I'm
sound.
trying to
Oh, gosh.
go over there quickly.
Yeah,
and
maybe check it out.
Check it out.
Yeah, check it out, and maybe go out and come back in, or even better yet, go over to YouTube. It's a lot easier and a lot nicer sound.
Right.
Here's one by the D Street, one called Swing and Sway. Hey, there you go. A little bit of D Street. We're going to play one more song here, especially for Tyler. He wants to hear this. Here's one called All the Boys. Nice honky tune by Lenny Gomulka and Chicago Push.
My są chłopcy od Chicago, my lubimy wódkę pić. My są chłopcy od Chicago, my lubimy wódkę pić. Pannie pieścić i całować, a żenić się obiecować. My są chłopcy od Chicago, my lubimy wódkę pić. Pannie pieścić i całować, a żenić się obiecować. My są chłopcy od Chicago, my lubimy wódkę pić. Hoppa! Raz mówiła mamcia Zosi, wyzważała na swój los. Raz mówiła mamcia Zosi, wyzważała na swój los. Żebyś chłopców nie puszczała i kochać się nie dawała. Oto chłopcy od Chicago, oni tego tylko chcą. Żeby chłopców panieneczka nie puszczała do łóżeczka. Oto chłopcy od Chicago, oni tego tylko chcą.
Okay, there you go. One called All the Boys. That's Lenny Gomulka, Chicago Push. And speaking of all the boys, we got a big boy right here. Oh, look at that. And it just shows Greg on there too. Holy smokes.
So it was the
what
big boy.
Just what we needed, huh? Hey, folks, you're tuned to Polkas After Dark. We're excited because we have Mr. Tyler Zawatski on the live line with us right now. And Tyler, can you hear me?
I can hear you good, Rob.
Oh, that is beautiful. Thank you so very much. Jerry and I are fortunate to have you here. We want to thank you oh so much for coming in here and hanging with us this afternoon. We want to say a quick shout out to Olivia. She is here. Also, Chris Ebel, it looks like, is here. Alice Fischler is still having some issues with her audio. Let us know, folks, if you're having issues with the audio on Facebook. Jerry just checked it, and it sounds like it's okay. I'm going to say hello to the original Juju, and that is Judy Vishneski. Hello to you, Judy. Thank you so much. Hey, we have Tyler Zawatski on the phone. He's been extremely patient, and we're going to now grill him and ask him a whole bunch of questions like we do everybody. But once again, Tyler, thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedule. You got a crazy schedule, dude.
I have a crazy schedule. No, thank you. I appreciate it. It's good to be back on the air. I haven't actually been back on the air since Tony B and Brian did their radio show.
Oh, wow.
That was circa back in Chicago, probably 2020 or so. So it's been a couple years since I've been on. So it's good to be back.
Wow. Hey, Dolores Sandra Gorkowski says, hi, Tyler from Dolores.
What a great gal. Hello, Dolores. You
Yes,
and Mary.
she
I
is.
miss you guys a lot.
She has been following Polkas After Dark. We got to send love out to her because she is just phenomenal. All of our folks here that tune us in are great on the weekends, except for Greg Schweidock. He's here too. Hey, how about let's start out by asking you the famous question, okay?
Shoot.
Get your check out. What is the bank routing number at the very... No. What age... What was the age that you heard your first polka, Tyler?
Oh gosh, 3, 2. It was very, very early on. My family, so my dad's parents were both born in Poland.
Oh.
And obviously in Northeast PA, polkas are really big here. It's
yeah.
kind of it's in the vein of like everybody from the area here.
Yeah.
So I don't recall a time in my life that I haven't heard polka music. So if that helps you answer, I had bands from my 13th birthday, my high school graduation, every big event in my life always had a live polka band in it. So it's just been central, since I was a kid.
That is beautiful. Well, again, that's amazing. We're going to be scratching a lot of surfaces here, and my ADD usually kicks in whenever I do these interviews. So I'll be jumping all around, all over, asking a bunch of questions. Hey, Denise Anilowski says, hi, Tyler.
Good to hear, Denise. Yes, she was my school secretary. And speaking of which, talking about the polka things, I used to come into her office when I was a kid in my grade school, always have polka music playing. She used to drive the nuns insane. But I loved it, and that's one of my fondest memories with Denise.
Oh, that is great. And let's see here. Erica Belinda McMaster is saying hello to you as well out in Chi-Town. And I think we saw her sister on here too. I think Jenny is on here as well. Hey, so let's keep moving on here. What was the first instrument that you played?
So it was actually piano. I
Oh.
started on piano, dabbled a little bit in guitar. And then as I was getting into guitar a little more, I wanted to learn bass guitar, which I play today still. But my jadek told me, if you pick up the accordion, play me about 2 or 3 songs, he said, I'll take you down to the music store. He said, I'll buy any guitar on the rack that you want.
Oh, wow.
So all right, good deal. So I picked up the accordion and started learning it. There were not a ton of teachers around this area at that time, so I just kind of figured it out. And as I'm playing, starting to get a little bit better, and then I realized, if I go through high school being the kid that plays accordion, I'm probably never going to get a date until I'm like 19 or 20 years old. So I played sports to kind of offset that. So I was athletic, and I also did that instead. But I started getting calls from local guys that needed some help on the accordion for the polka groups, and I was making hand over fist money for someone who was like 15, 14, 16. You know what I mean?
Oh, wow.
So I just stuck with it, and then long story short, I do still play bass guitar today, but accordion's probably definitely my favorite.
I think you played bass. We have a picture or two in here of you working with Stephanie, and that may have been over at Frankenmuth this year, was it not?
I don't know. I didn't play with her at Frankenmuth. I think the last time I played with her was maybe it was in Sterling, Michigan, I think.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, quite a bit ago, but I love playing with Steph. Honky is my favorite. It always has been, always will be. So I had I had the pleasure of playing with a lot of groups in Chicago, a lot of honky groups in my time out there, that was fantastic.
Oh, gotcha.
I mean, just great guys.
Yeah, here. So what else do you play besides bass and accordion? Do you play anything? Well, you said piano was your first love, right?
Yeah, so piano, bass guitar, accordion. I dabble a little bit in concertina. I'm not good enough to play lead, but I pick up the box every now and then, especially on blizzardy days that we're getting like we are right now. So it's like this is kind of perfect concertina weather.
Sweet. Let's see here. I also want to ask a couple of questions here. What are some of the bands that you have performed in?
Yeah, so my first band that I started was a band from Nipa around here, the whole region. They're called the Golden Tones. Great bunch of guys. They played 50 years up until they just retired last year. But great group of guys. So I played with them. That was kind of my start into the industry. After that, I ended up with D Street for a bit. After that, longest run was obviously what most people know me from is with Tony Blazonczyk and New Phase. I replaced John Fermaniak from that band. So played with Tony for quite a few years, my whole entire time in Chicago, by the way. Gigged around with Stephanie, Keith Strauss and Polka Confetti a bunch of times, Eddie Tilka and One More Time, local funeral director out in Chicago, and he had a honky band he used to play with a lot. Polka Generations. Did some stuff with Windy City Brass. We used to play at a really cool bar called Ziggy's on the south side of Chicago. It was like once a month we'd get to play there, which was really cool. I started for a short period of time just a pickup honky group in Chicago. We called it Chicago Honky Drive. That was with Mel Zhuzhutko, myself, Kevin Altenberg, Bernie Gorek, Teddy O. And usually for clarinet, we'd use like guys like Johnny Kravitz or sometimes Mike Stepinski, sometimes Marty Jeek. So had that going for a little bit, and then moved out to Pennsylvania. And then I got the call from Troy, and then he called me. I joined the Buffalo Concertina All Stars. And just this past summer, I started a group around here called the 81 Crew, which is basically the guys from Brass with Class and also the Gazevich. So like Freddie and Hank usually play with us as well.
Oh, so, nice. Well,
yeah, and that's going really well.
That is cool. You know, I've got like I said, a whole bunch of questions. Now, you had mentioned something about a funeral director, and something jogs my memory because I was speaking with Les Kapuscinski last night from Canada.
Great guy.
And yes, he is. And he has been a supporter of Polkas After Dark. Him and his lovely wife Alice, they have been true supporters, and they helped Jerry and I during the very first broadcast that we did, which wasn't even Polkas After Dark in 2020 on Facebook, because he sent over a lot of pictures so that we were able to show a whole host of pictures. And of course, he's been doing that now ever since. Anytime we have an interview, boom, I wake up the next day that I announce it, and there are pictures in my email box. So I got to thank Les.
I wonder where the polka industry would be without guys like Les and remember Father North, God rest his soul, but it's like all the videos and the picture content that we have. And it's just, you know, if it weren't for those guys, amongst a bunch of others that are out there, it's like they really preserve the music. I mean, we're fortunate to have guys like that.
Yes, yeah, you are 1,000% correct. Holy smokes. So tell us a little bit about, you are a funeral director, are you not?
Correct. Okay. Yes. So after I went out to Penn State, kind of took a break from polkas for a little bit when I was at college, obviously. And then I moved out to Chicago. So one of the nation's top mortuary colleges is in Worsham. Worsham College of Mortuary Science in Wheeling, Illinois, just up on the north side. So packed my bags, headed out to Chicago, just a couple clothes and stuff like that, and started mortuary school out there. Finished out after about 3 years, and then just kept working. You know, linked up with Eddie Tilka, who buried a lot of guys in the music industry. By the way, he did the funeral home I worked at with Eddie. We did funerals for Eddie Blazonczyk, Marion Lush, Stash Balanda. You know, lots of people that were really reputable in the industry. Wow. But yeah, worked for about 8 years or so in Chicago with him as a funeral director. And then, well, you know, my next life change, which might be coming up to your next question, but that led us back out to Pennsylvania. But long story short, I do still practice as a funeral director here in Pennsylvania, kind of on the side. You know, so I still do calls every now and then when people call me for some work. So.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. So you actually know how to do the embalming and everything like that?
Yeah, we do it all, man. Let's out shop.
Wow. Now, yes, you did allude to the fact that I'm going to be asking another question. You are an Orthodox priest.
Correct. Yeah.
That is an amazing story in itself, and I have to ask you to expand on that if you wouldn't mind.
No problem. That's the first time in Polka World I've ever talked about it, but it was, being a priest was something I kind of always wanted to do since I was a kid.
Wow.
And I always tell people are like, what does a vocational calling look like? And I tell people it's like this nagging thing that keeps kind of, pricking at you every once in a while. That just keeps telling you like, you should be doing this, you should be doing this. And you kind of find every reason in the world to kind of push it to the side. But I love my career. I was doing really well in Chicago. Things were really going well. But it's that thing that just kind of, keeps eating at you. So I was raised in the church since I was a kid. Did the whole 9 yards like many other people, altar serve, choir, the whole bit,
Yeah.
And I just figured it was a good time to, kind of make the plunge and see if this was something that I wanted to do. So for the Orthodox, we only have 3 seminary options here in the States for at least my jurisdiction of Orthodoxy in the Orthodox Church in America. So we can go to New York, Pennsylvania, or Alaska.
Oh.
So I obviously picked Pennsylvania because it's not too far from where I grew up. So that brought us back out here, and I've currently been serving 4 local parishes for the past 2 years now.
Well, that is amazing.
Yeah.
Wow.
A lot of work, but it's
Yeah, I'll
good.
bet.
And I still managed to find time to play on the side, which is great. So I have not given up any of my polka playing. It's still part of me, and it will be forever. You just gotta maneuver your schedule a little bit better. It's like you gotta know what pieces to move around to make it all work.
It is crazy that you met the gal of your dreams and put a ring on her finger and
For
married
real.
her, because she is also an exquisite musician.
Absolutely.
And
I'm not married
vocalist.
up. I always
And
say that I'm
vocalist.
married away.
Yes. We got a chance to see you guys when you played with a honky band here in the Buffalo, Cheektowaga, New York area over at Potts Banquet Hall. Eric
good
Bukowski
night.
kind of put all of that together.
Yeah, that was a great night. What a
Oh,
great
it
bunch
was.
of guys to play with, too. We had such a ball. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm hoping we do it again this year because it was a lot of fun.
Well, you have an amazing voice yourself, sir, and your
Thank you.
pronunciation is just very meticulous. You and
Thank you.
Andy Boychuk together, when you sing, it's like, wow, what is going on here? It's amazing.
Thank
It
you.
really is.
It's something I always prided myself on was good Polish. I'm a native speaker, as I told you before.
Yes.
So but my rule of thumb with every band I've ever played with, Tony can tell you is my witness, Tony B and Greg and all those guys, that I only sing in Polish. Like very rarely will you find me jumping on an English lyric. I usually all the songs that come my way are all in Polish. I love traditional. I love honky. I love like things like track number 14 on that LP that's kind of been, collecting dust in your basement somewhere that hasn't seen the light of day in decades. All those songs that are buried in the attic, those old good Polish Wally songs that kind of, they're out there. They're just waiting to be found again.
Yes.
That's the stuff I love to listen to. I have a passion for it. So yeah, I mean, I do love my Polish and singing, and it's a good way to celebrate my heritage, which is a big part of who I am,
Yeah, here. That's great. So, you are working now with the Concertina All-Stars. You have been performing with them for a while. And you also made mention to me that you are you're in the studio now. You guys are working on a brand new CD. And tell us a little bit about, without divulging the songs or the name of the recording or anything, tell us a little bit about, first of all, where are you recording at?
Yeah. So everything is being done out in Buffalo.
Okay.
So everything is being done in our home court advantage, as you would say. But one of the things that about the group, it's such a great bunch of guys. I love these guys. They're so much fun to play with. The band really transformed, a couple of years ago. Adding new guys in just changes the total dynamic of the group.
Sure.
Buffalo Concertina always calls it honky fusion, which I think really accurately displays what we are.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a honky with a push, a little bit of energy behind the honky. Super talented drummer Andy Kuchmarski, bunch of great guys that play with us. Greg is a super talented MC. I have to definitely drop him some bonus points on that one. But it's just a great group, and it really transformed the group into a high energy sort of honky band.
Yeah.
So once we heard that sound, it was like we should really kind of capture this while we can. So hence the reason that we decided to do some live recordings, that we're starting to work on, and we're going to be in the studio relatively soon. We actually have a rehearsal coming up in about a week.
Weather
So that'll be
permitting.
really neat. So yeah,
Weather permitting.
weather permitting.
Yes.
Yeah, you guys like your snow. You guys like your snow a
well,
lot.
we definitely, I don't know if we like it, but we have to deal with it. Let's put it that way, Ty.
I got caught in a few snowstorms coming back from practices out in Buffalo,
Oh.
even in a pickup truck. So that tells you something. It's that's some real hardcore weather out there.
That's brutal. Hey, also, I want to ask you a couple more things here. Well, a lot more things here.
Yeah.
What is the personal favorite genre of music that you listen to when you're not listening to polkas?
Oh, great question. I'm a rock guy.
Are you really?
So I grew up with, yeah, I'm a product of 1990s. So it's like I grew up listening to bands like Linkin Park, Green Day, Breaking Ben, 3 Days Grace. I grew up with a lot of rock music like that. That's usually what I listen to in my time when I'm not listening to polka music. We have specific days in the house we usually keep for polkas, like Saturday mornings and Sunday mornings and things like that.
Yeah.
Throughout the week, I'm usually on Sirius. I think my radio go-to station is Octane. Love it. I was a total rocker growing up, still am.
Oh, wow. Awesome.
Yeah.
Let's see here. So you kind of learned Polish because you kind of grew up in a Polish family.
Yeah, very ethnic house. Yeah, well, so my grandfather's from a tiny village called Pogorzelec. That's up by Białystok. It's in the region called Suwałki up by Augustów. My babcia, his wife, my grandmother, she was born in a tiny village called Skalnik down by Nowy Zmigród, which is not too far from Rzeszów. So that's the two spots that my family is from on my dad's side. My mom's side, my relatives they're called Lemko. So it's a region of Poles from the southeastern part of the country, south of Rzeszów by the Slovak border in the Carpathians. But they don't consider themselves technically Polish. So that's a longer story. But yeah, I grew up in my dad's house, speaking Polish all the time to my grandparents. My grandmother's still alive. I still speak Polish to her now. It's one of those things where you got to keep up with it. You know, I feel like when I went away to college, it got a little bit rusty because I wasn't using it as much, only when I come home. You know, but as time went on, I you know, all things for a reason, I ended up in Chicago, and it was like the predominant families that I was serving were Polish families. So my language got super strong just being out there. It was kind of being thrown the deep end of the pool. It's like sink or swim, you know, so you really have to develop it, get really good with it. Yeah. So, but yeah, and I took Russian in college, so I speak Russian as well, and a little bit of Ukrainian on the side too. So,
man, so multilingual, multi-talented, just a priest. You also know how to do the funeral gig when people need it. Hey, a couple of things that I want to ask. First of all, our buddy Chris Ebel, he asked me to ask you. He says, ask about his personal experience in-ear monitors.
I knew where that was going.
Yeah,
I had
ahead.
a funny feeling that was going to be his question too. Yeah, you know what? It's actually been really great. I thought this was going to be something I was going to hate. I mean, you know how it is, Rob. It's like you're on stage, you like that stage presence. You hear the crowd, you hear the musicians, then you get the chatter back and forth. You know, it's just it's a thing. In-ears, totally different experience.
Yes.
Pros, I haven't had any feedback, which is great. Makes my band members very happy too. You know, another good thing about it is I find myself not singing as hard into the mic. So we do a lot of gigs, especially if it was really noisy somewhere, or maybe we had the monitors cranked up or something, but you're kind of over singing, you know, so it's like towards the end of the gig, you start losing your voice. So something I noticed with this, my favorite thing about the in-ears is that I do sing not as forcefully, which actually allows me to retain my voice for kind of the majority of the gig. I could sing much longer, which is great. So
nice.
Yeah, totally happy with them so far. I mean, yeah, nothing but good things to say.
And that's really good that, you know, the Concertina All-Stars supply that stuff for you guys. I know that there was something that Greg Schwoiduk and I talked about. He says, what do you think about this brand Mattel? And I said, well, you know, they're pretty good. So you definitely want to try them out, and that's probably the ones that you guys stuck with, either Mattel or Hasbro, one of the two. Hey, also Schwinn, I'm sorry, I'm being a real jerk as I always am.
I'll
Hey,
let you take that one up with him.
okay, well then I have one for you. Greg said to tell Tyler to wear the green band shirts. What is that
That's
all about?
actually, yeah, that's really funny. So one of the first gigs I played with Buffalo Concertina, I think it was out in Johnstown, PA. And yeah, I was new to the band, so I didn't have matching shirts yet or anything like that. So he said to me, "I'll bring you the shirt to the gig. Don't worry about it. Just wear whatever." So I get there, and I'm like a medium. Now I'm like a large. I got a little bit bigger since then, but he shows up with this 2X shirt or
Yeah,
something and I could have
that's what
literally
I-
put
yep.
myself and my wife in this thing. And I was like, I looked at him, I said, Greg, there is no way I am getting on stage wearing this thing. It looked like a deflated balloon on me, so there's this running thing now. Every time we have a gig, he's like, green band shirts.
Priceless.
I deliberately lost mine, so that never has to make a return.
There you go. See, or you could have taken it to the local tailor and had a seamstress rework it and probably make 3 shirts out of one. So that would have been
You
nice.
could have made 4, probably. It was a big shirt, man. Yeah, but I've since taken over supplying our band with some shirts. So we had some cool ones we came out with last year. We used the American flag. It wasn't like Stosh Golunka American flaggy, but
Right.
it was kind of this blue red cool thing with stars on it. We wore it for Frankenmuth, and then we had Troy, who's like my brother from another mother. He loves all this folky stuff just like I do, and like the ethnic stuff. So I found these really cool ethnically looking ones with this cool plaid pattern on it. So they made an appearance last year. So it's good to say I've kind of taken over some fashion for BCAS.
Well, that
at least
is
for now.
that is
So-
excellent. Hey, also now, yeah, I told you I'm going to be kicking in and going in all different directions. You guys recently, as of probably a year ago or close to a year ago, played on a polka cruise with none other than
Yeah.
Jimmy Sturr.
What a blast. That
Yeah.
was such a cool experience. I would recommend anyone who even hasn't played on one, but even to go on one. What a cool experience. I mean, cruises are way more fun when you have a whole bunch of people you know.
Yes.
Eating as a group, hanging out as a group. We did excursions as groups. It was just a really great time. But yeah, we were kind of the token Polish band for the trip. It was us and about 20 other kind of Slovenian style, Cleveland style bands, who were actually really cool to listen to. I didn't grow up with that. I don't have a ton of experience with it. I know of it. But I really, after that cruise, I have a pretty good appreciation for it. It's actually really neat watching them play. So that was neat. I mean, and it was a lot of fun. The guys, we had such a blast. I mean, it was cool playing in the lounges. We played on the pool deck. We probably annoyed a whole bunch of people that booked that trip that were not expecting the polka end of things, but whatever,
I don't actually know, because I would say probably 3 out of 5 people, when they hear it, they really have no other choice than to, clap their hands, stomp their feet or
True.
whatever, even if they've never really been brought up around that kind of music. I mean, that's what we have always wanted to see, Tyler.
That's true.
is
That's true.
having new people involved in polka music, because it's not like your average papa stuff that a lot of people, when I was growing up, used to make fun of.
Oh yeah,
And-
absolutely.
And
Yeah, that's
say,
true.
and say, oh, you playing a polka band, oh, that's stupid, But it was nice to be able to get a few of those people that said, oh boy, that's stupid. Take them to a polka dance, introduce them to people, and it's like, hey, this is pretty decent.
I think we all run into that issue. It's like when
Yeah.
you say, I play in a polka band, people have this kind of conceptualized, a very German style influence thing they're thinking. And it's hard because in a couple sentences, you're trying to express, this is not what you're thinking in your head it is. It's like the musicianship, like standing in front of guys like Dennis Polisky, like Lenny, even Libera, like all these guys, watching them just like shred on the clarinet or something like that. I mean, it's incredible to watch the musicianship. But then in addition to that, the people. It's like the parties, the good times, the laughs. I mean, I probably, and he knows I'd say this, my time spent with Tony in the band were some of the, I still laugh. I mean, gut-wrenching laughs are some of the funniest moments of my life.
Yeah.
You know, just things on the road and just what a good time. And it's like between the musicianship and the people, it's like, there's a market for that anywhere, right?
Yes,
It's like it doesn't matter where you are. It's like it's just about getting the word out, getting people to give it a shot. You know, kind of hop over what they're thinking in their head. They're kind of conceptualizing it's going to be and realize that it's actually something really incredible.
And Jerry and I have noticed over the years, I, of course, started playing in 1973 with Matt Veselewski and the Polka Jets. And I got to tell you something. I can count probably on one hand the people that I met that really didn't care for the music. Otherwise, everybody that we run into, I mean, this is their life.
Yeah,
and they're not even a musician. You know, this is their life, for gosh sakes.
That's true. That's true. It's just, it brings so much joy. You know, it like there's such the feeling of being up on stage. You know, I feel like every musician goes through this thing of, oh, I'm going to play, I'm not going to play, I'm going to play, I want more time to myself, I'm not going to play. You know, it's kind of back and forth, but it's like every single summer, as soon as it comes around, I feel like in the wintertime, the spring, you're starting to feel this pull of like, oh, but I can have all these weekends back and all this time, and, you know, I don't have to travel anymore. And it's like the second you get back up on stage for that first or second gig of the year, you're just right back into the zone. And it's just like, oh, I have never given this up again. You know, it's like, it just has its way of drawing you back in every single year. And I've just come to accept it. You know, it's like this is going to be something I'm going to do for the rest of my life, and I love it. And it's not going anywhere, you know?
Yeah, hear, hear. You know, I haven't really played much over the past several years, but I was fortunate enough to record 4 recordings on bass with the Concertina All-Stars.
That's awesome.
And I had a blast playing with them as well because, again, my true love was honky, playing with the Trill Tones. Andy Fennis and the Trill Tones. And it's like, holy smokes. You know, now I'm going to ask this as well, and I already know the answer. Push or honky?
Oh, honky, definitely, without question. Without question, yeah. And you know what? To that point, I've actually converted my wife too. So she would actually nowadays agree as well. It's like honky over everything. Absolutely. I love push music. Don't get me wrong. It's fun to dance to. You know, and my wife really stepped up our dance. When we first met, she was like, "You're not going to be a bad dancer if we're getting together." She's like, "So we got to step that up real quick."
Beautiful.
So, what a good time to dance to. And I do love push music. I listen to it all the time. You know, it's not that I don't like it. The honky, the thing that draws me in is there's this like picture in your mind. You're sitting at like Southside Chicago bar room, gritty, raw beauty that's to that music. That's just fantastic. It's just, it's like a throwback in history. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. Do you have a favorite band that you never performed with or played in, but you always wanted to, past or present? Tyler?
Certainly. Easy question. I'm glad Erica and Jenny are on this call. So Stash Belanda is my favorite polka musician, without question. So I am a huge Belanda fan. His live presence on stage is just unmatched. I mean, it was to have him blast a trumpet and then he playing that concertina so hard it looked like he'd rip it in half. And just that big burly guy voice that he had. He was such a stage presence. I still to this day think is almost unmatched. So yeah, if I could go back in time and I had the chance to sit with those guys from Belanda's band, you know, the APB or you know, all those eras that he had, I would have played with him for the rest of my life, without question.
And how about Foo? I mean, you know, he was another animal. I met him back in the late 70s, early 80s with Marion Lush. And, you know, to look at the guy, he's like, you know, in a sense, you'd be afraid of him. It's like this guy's, you know, I mean, he was huge,
he's a big dude,
big and burly and beard and everything like that. You go up and talk to him and you introduce yourself and it's like 2 minutes into the conversation, it's like you've known him for forever. You know,
True.
you're his lost long relative.
It's true.
And we were gonna have Fu on for an interview, and I am so devastated because it was during the time that he had taken ill, and he was in and out of the hospital. But Jerry and I got a chance to sit down with him, me primarily, at an IPA event. He was out by the front desk. And Fu and I got a chance to sit down and talk. We must have talked for over an hour, and I could really kick myself in the rear end for not being able to at least record that, because the
100%.
stuff that he brought to light, I mean, it was unbelievable.
They had such a neat time on the road. I actually had a really cool opportunity to sit. It was totally impromptu, but it was a party for something out in Chicago, and it was at Eddie Tilka's house, who was also my boss at the time. And Eddie played with Stash Belanda, and then obviously because he's buddies with the guys, so Tommy Lezak came over, and then Wally Maduja came over, and then Fu came over, and I had the opportunity to just hang out at a table with all the guys from Belanda's band, and the stories were incredible. It's just how cool, and there's such a great bunch of guys, and it was an honor for me to actually take over after Fu to start playing with Tony's band, and then I played for quite a few years with Tony, but it was an honor to play in his place. I have an utmost respect for Fu and Christy and the whole family. They're just wonderful people.
Yep, you got that right.
And the Belandas. I love the Belandas too. It's like wonderful people.
We didn't get a chance to talk to Fu. We didn't get a chance to talk to Stash Belanda. But boy, I'll tell you what, I'm kind of chomping at the bit here to be able to get a hold of Cheryl. As a matter of fact, Cheryl Formaniak is on. Yeah. She is making some cool comments. She says, LOL, probably when we were talking about, the big burly guy with the beard and everything like that, being kind of afraid of him at first and then find out he's just a lovable teddy bear. But, to be able to, and I'd love to be able to do this, is sit down maybe sometime at an IPA event or USPA event or whatever, and just record a few voice recordings of Christy, of Johnny, of Cheryl, and just go back and talk about it. Or maybe even we invite them on, because we can do conference calling too here. So maybe we can do something like that. And again, what else I'd love to do is I'd love to get a hold of the Belandas.
Definitely.
Diane did something. Jerry and I were doing something called a walk through Polka Heaven. Mm-hmm. And we did a 4-segment, Jerry's idea, of course. I have to give her credit. But she said, let's interview some people. And we took recording gear over to USPA. And we were able to talk about a lot of the people that are no longer with us. And man, I'll tell you what, some of the stories that the wives had, that the kids had. It's like
probably some of the ones they wouldn't share too.
Yeah, well, probably, but
we got them.
they were incredible, and I'm still getting goosebumps right now. It's kind of scary, but it's nuts.
It's
to
great.
Even think about that.
One of my favorite things about even being in Chicago was and hanging out with Tony for so long was just hearing all the stories about his dad.
Oh yeah,
Versatones and just some of the chaotic, hilarious things that took place on the road and. At gigs and things. It's just, what a bunch of guys, and it's like APB guys were just the same. They were, they were known for their road antics and all that stuff. And but all great guys at the end of the day. It's like, and it's hard to be the guy in the polka industry in his 30s, because it's like, you feel like you missed, part of that great era when everyone was still alive and they were vibrant in the peak of like the 70s and all that stuff. I hear the stories in Chicago about the just how many halls even up Archer Avenue, which is right where we lived, like constant every like Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday polka band live every weekend. I have some collectors little cards and stuff like that talk about for advertisements for dances and stuff, and church picnics that had like 25 bands or something like that. We feel like we missed the era. You know what I mean? It's like I want to roll the clock back and be born a little bit earlier.
Yes. Well, I was extremely fortunate to live during the 70s and 80s and
Definitely.
early 90s when, polkas were really, really in, at point, on point, I should say. And to be able to talk with Eddie Sr. and Jimmy Zershega, Eddie
Yeah.
Weasel Walensky,
Yep.
again, those guys were just like family. It is
Absolutely.
so scary.
Yeah, that's definitely true. Definitely true. It's something else. Yeah, it's I got to catch the '90s run of things, which was great. I mean, dances were still packed.
Oh, yeah.
That was great. And it's like, but it's hard to because it's like you see the videos from the '60s and the '70s and the '80s and all that stuff, and like I said, it makes you want to kind of roll back the clock a little bit and experience some of that. I consider you very fortunate that you had the opportunity to do that.
Oh, I am extremely blessed to be able to say that I lived during that era because
Definitely.
it was amazing, and I don't want to take up too much of your time here, but I got to tell you something. When I played with Big Steve and the Bel Airs here in Buffalo from 1984 to 1995, 11 years.
Yeah.
There were times that we would play a dance or a wedding on a Saturday night. And there was a place called St. Michael's Church in Lackawanna, New York.
Okay.
And Eddie would be playing there once a year usually. That have, like you were saying, all these people, if they didn't have 500 to 600 people packing this church hall, I miss my guess. And the band would be playing, and we would be looking at our watches. Dale Voidilla, you can ask him. I played with Dale for many years with Steve. And, we'd be looking at our watch. Okay, well, we want to get out of here because we want to at least catch one or two songs of Blazonczak over at and he'd play like 9 to 1 or something like that, something really goofy hours. Gosh, I'm asleep at 9 o'clock now, and so is Jerry.
I know it's crazy to think what you used to do back, right? I know.
Yeah,
I did a lot of suicide runs with Tony too. We'd play. I remember the one we used to play all the time was in Michigan. I think it was wasn't Posen, but it might have. It was. You know what it was? It was Bay City. I think we used to play there,
Bay City, okay.
And then play the gig. All of us worked, so we got off work, got up there, played the gig, and then we'd pack up and then drive overnight up to Hatley, Wisconsin or something, and set up and play, and then drive back after the gig was over. But it's like no one ever slept, and I got the tail end of some of those experiences. My wife too, she could tell you a lot of times where she was just sitting next to my father-in-law keeping him awake. When box office going all across the country.
Yeah.
It's tough, but I mean, again, it's like if your heart's in it, it's like you make the sacrifice and just push through.
But again, I mean, we would be looking at our watches, we'd hop in our cars, we'd drive over to St. Michael's. It was at that time that we wouldn't even have to pay admission because there was only like 2 or 3 songs left, right? We'd get in there, and Blazonczak was just, I don't think he ever had a bad job. If he did, it probably was in, East Jahunga somewhere, because every place he played, and we would get there, and he was just dead on with everything. I mean, JT was playing drums at the time, Richie was playing accordion, Jerry Darlack was there, and the band was just smoking. And we'd get there figuring, okay, we're gonna have two or three songs, maybe a tops. Eddie would play for like 45 minutes past that. And the place was, people were dressed to the nines, and I really miss that too,
Such a cool experience.
Yes,
A cool
yes.
experience.
Hey, now let me ask you, what is your most memorable gig that you played? It could have maybe been the largest crowd. Maybe the band was firing on all 8 cylinders. But what was the most memorable gig that you played, Ty?
Yeah, that's a great question. It's so hard, Rob, because it's like there's so many, and it's like you go back to the memory bank. I mean, I played a lot of really great gigs with Tony. A lot of our Michigan gigs are really a lot of fun. We did play Michigan quite a bit. Some of the Wisconsin ones were a great time. I would say probably one of the coolest gigs that now I'm gonna change it a little bit. Not that I played, that I went to was right after COVID, things died down. There was a small bar up in Wisconsin that did a whole. It was like a tiny little veterans club, VFW type of thing. But this is like the first time that people have been out after being kind of shut away for, however long it was. And it was just a kind of a put together honky group up there. I think it was kind of an offshoot of Polka Generations. It was like Bernie Gorick and the guys, Kevin Altenberg, and a bunch of us went up there. And it was insane. It was like, all the pent up energy that the people have been, stored away for so long, and they just kind of were finally out. We're finally back at it. That was a really cool night. Kind of a different one that we did was actually during the pandemic. I had some of the guys. We did everything we were supposed to. Checked our temps and all that. We did what we were supposed to, but we came to the funeral home. And we did a live recording with Keith Strauss. Christy Kravich was there. And we went on Polka Jammer, and we just did like 3 hours of live music from the funeral home. So I moved the casket beer and everything. And it was such a cool experience because people, were missing that live music. And here we are, just a live band. We have everything mic'd up. It looked like a total recording session. And we played for like 3-4 hours, just straight live music. And what a cool thing, you know?
Who did you idolize growing up? And it could have been either in the polka music industry or another genre of music, but who did you idolize growing up?
I have a lot of people I'd idolize. I think to keep it a bit in the industry, I would say some of the guys I really looked up to were obviously Belanda, of course. The guys from Downtown Sound. I was a big Downtown Sound fan, and what phenomenal guys, Freddie, Greg, Mel, wonderful guys, Danny, those guys I definitely looked up to. Lenny, obviously, Hank, who now he's in the family, so now he's my neighbor, so he's like right down the road, so we see him all the time, and I had a lot of other guys I used to love watching play. Like I used to love watching Eddie Shegetz play. Really enjoyed him. So just some guys like that. But I mean, it's hard to say. There's so many. I think if I had to really narrow it down, I'd say my two favorites are probably Richie Tokac and probably Belanda, and that's simply because of they had that, like I said, they had that burly, gritty stage presence that I just love, and it fits so well with the honky music. And when I'd watch them perform, I'm like, I'd love to sing like that. I'd love to perform like that. It's just they're so entertaining to watch.
And it's scary, Tyler, that you're saying that because now you do.
Yeah,
so
it's crazy,
you're living the dream.
Yeah, it was very real when I first got out to Chicago and getting to play with people that you only ever saw on stage your whole life. When you're a kid and you're at Springs, or you're a kid and you're at Wildwood and stuff like that, and you're watching these guys up on stage, and these guys are like, they're like your heroes, and it's like, here I am, I move out to Chicago, and it's like, now I'm playing on stage with all of them, and it was so cool. I mean, and it's still cool to an extent. It's like every time I get to get on stage with someone else that I haven't played with in a while, it's just such a neat experience. It's like I used to watch you up there, and now it's like you're 2 feet away from me, and we're playing music together. I mean, what a cool thing.
Yeah, that is most definitely. Hey, we want to say hello to some more people here. Melissa Simkowski is in here. Also, CJ Jadosh is in the house. We did mention the lovely Cheryl Fermaniak. She is here. Linda Chipchak Merwin. Hey, I'm going to mention a name here, and I'm sure you're going to remember it, or two names, Peter and Leona Hritzek.
Peter and Leona. You got me on that one.
They have been following polka music for, I want to say as long as I've been involved in it. So the 70s, early 70s, living out around Chicago, I believe is where they had lived, or still live, if I'm not mistaken. Let's see here. Also, Valerie and Nick Nido. Nicky Nido used to play with the new brass and then the mass brass. He was the accordion player.
I still get to play with Nicky every once in a while.
Oh, do you?
He and I cross paths here every once in a while still. Yep, absolutely.
Wow. Joe Wondolowski is here. We want to say hi to him. Also, Frank Murkowski out in Cleveland, Ohio. Hey, let me just steal you for maybe 2 more minutes. And what do you have a most embarrassing moment that either was on stage or off stage or whatever? Do you have a most embarrassing moment that you can share with people and keep it clean?
I do. I
Okay.
do actually. So, a little funny story. One of the songs I had always hated to play was Polka Serenade. It
Oh.
was, for whatever reason, I love the song, love to listen to it, hate playing it. It was kind of always a challenging accordion solo. So I was playing with, and to be honest with you, the funnier part of the story is my wife was here when this was happening. We weren't married yet. We weren't even dating at the time. It was just Box On was playing with New Phase. So, I'm up there and I felt like I was on my A game. I was singing really well that day. It's like I was playing really well. All my solos were tight. Things were good. And then, Tony pulls this song out of the set list, and I totally knew it was deliberate. And he talked to the band before that set and said, when it comes time for the accordion solo, everybody stop playing. And I just butchered it. I mean, it sounded like an accordion rolling down the steps. It was so bad. And to this day, it was like, I wish the stage would have just opened up and swallowed me whole, It's like Tony, for as many times, yeah, he got me good that day. I mean, he really did.
Wow.
Yeah, that wasn't up there with my proudest moments.
I've got about 2 more questions for you, and then I will definitely let you go. And thank your lovely honey there for letting us spend a lot of time with you today. This is great.
Naturally.
We're getting a lot of people that are commenting on how great the interview is, and but it's you. I mean,
Thank
you're
you.
just sharing so many stories, and it's perfect. It really is.
It's all because of these great people. Thanks for having me on still.
No,
It's
hey,
been-
we enjoy having you on, and just a lot of fun. Tyler, it really is. So, 2 big questions. Do you have and you've mentioned you've played with Tony Blazonczyk for a long time. Do you have a favorite breakdown story? And I'm
Oh,
not
gosh.
I'm not talking mental breakdown. I'm
Well-
talking the actual vehicle breaking down.
Yeah, that's definitely what New Phase. I remember those days a lot. Yeah, so I will tell you one. There was one, and I think we were either coming back from. We used to do this long trip. Every year was our longest road gig, and it was from Chicago to Albany, New York, and then we play from Albany. We play. It was Lowell, Massachusetts. I think we used to play.
Okay.
And so, that's really far from Chicago. I mean, I forget, it was like 14 hours or something like that. So
Yeah.
we're on the road, and we're stopped on the side of the road. And, again, it was like we were practical jokers, right? We're always busting each other's guts about stuff. So we were parked, and all the guys are kind of out of the car because it's hot out. The van didn't have air conditioning. At least it wasn't good. So it was like we're all trying to get some air. And I said to Tony, I said, get your phone up. I said, I'm going to do something funny to Brian. Kopka was driving the van. And I picked up a dead bird on the side of the road and flung it in the window. And it landed on Brian's lap.
Oh, you
So
gotta be kidding me.
watching him kind of squirrel out of that car, I've never seen him get out of a car faster before. But what a funny experience that was. So that's probably my favorite breakdown story.
Oh.
We broke down a lot. That happened all the time.
That's
Yeah.
why I said you played with Tony, so there's got to be some interesting stories there. And to end this broadcast, first of all, Jerry and I want to thank you from the bottom of our hearts. And I hate to sound so cliche, but it really means a lot with these interviews with all of the folks that we are talking to. This thing originally started out back in 2021 or 2022, and our first guy was Joe Oberitis that we brought on for an
wow.
interview. And it was funny because during that time, we were interviewing all of the band leaders. And what was nice is whether they liked us or not, they didn't have anything else they could do because it was still during COVID era. So everybody was sitting at home twiddling their thumbs doing nothing.
That's right.
So we had a great response from that. And then Jerry comes up with another great idea. We should interview the sidemen. What would that be like? I said,
Yeah.
I don't know if people are going to go for that. Well, the first guy we interviewed was Mike Stupinski. The second guy was Whitey Rignetz. And after that, it has just been exploding.
Fantastic.
with bringing on the sidemen. Really, really is nice. But
I mean, surely it's your band, right? It's like those are your guys. I mean, the
Right.
band leader is nothing but the guys behind him. It's like, it's true, you know. It's and we share all those crazy stories, you know what I mean? So it's like you said, it's like a family, you know what I mean?
It
It's like
sure
we all
is.
share in all that chaos that
It
happens,
sure
and,
is.
you know.
so our final question to you, Tyler, is what would Tyler Zawatski say to someone who just wants to get started in music? What advice would you give that person?
I think the advice would be step forward. You know what I mean? I think there's a lot of sitting talent that's out there. I think there's a lot of younger guys that are you know, even currently in the industry right now that are you know, they're taking up instruments, maybe dabbling on the concertina, maybe you know, fiddling around on horn, you know, but I think step forward, because it's like we're not going to know who you are until we know who you are, you know?
Yeah.
So it's like I think every guy that's coming
good.
forward to play, you know, no one's expecting a prodigy, you know, out of everybody, but you know, just make yourself known. You know, it's like that's the biggest thing that I did for myself to start playing is, you know, I was one of the first things when I went to Chicago, to keep it short, I was out, Tony had a party at the house and they were doing a jam band. I walked up to the jam band, grabbed an accordion, I played a couple numbers, and then at the end of the party, Tony handed me his accordion. He said, "Play Zosha for me," and he did, and then I was in the band. You know, so it's like, unless I would have stepped up and actually made the, made the decision to go up and play, no one would have known I did anything. So I just think my advice to keep it short and simple is just make yourself known. You know,
That's a very, very, very good idea. Hey, Tyler, once again, we thank you so much. We hope that you guys are staying warm out there. Make sure that you definitely be very careful if you do have to travel, if there's any snow, because Pennsylvania gets a lot of New York weather, such as Cleveland too, and Michigan and all those areas, and Chicago even too. So make sure that you guys are staying safe and well. And again, we can't thank you enough, buddy. We love you. And
thanks, Rob.
Just keep doing what you're doing.
You got it, man. Thanks again, and thanks for having me. I appreciate it, and I will see you in Buffalo eventually. So
yes, you will, most definitely. Hey, thanks a lot, Tyler. Hey, folks, that was Tyler Zawatski, and what a fantastic story he had.
It was a great. I was listening.
It was
the whole time, and I don't usually do that.
Yeah, it was just amazing the stuff that this guy has done in just such a short time.
Yes, very talented.
But, yeah. Hey, we're gonna do a couple of tunes right now by the Buffalo Concertina All Stars, and here's Greg Schwoidach on the vocal. Here's one called "Something Old, Something New."
Something old and something new, something borrowed, something blue, is a custom that is followed by the bride. Well, I'm not old, but I'm not new. I'm so sorrowful and blue at the message that I carry deep inside. They say a stitch in time saves nine, but there's no one saving mine, for the kind of love we had is hard to mend. There's no exception to the rule, so I guess I'm just a fool. This is the last time that I'm going to bend. A penny saved, a penny earned is a lesson that I learned, but the nest I made for us is all but gone. I've dotted I's and crossed my T's just to make you part of me, but honey, now I know that time is done. Well, tomorrow's another day, and I'll find another way to give that wheel of chance another spin. So I guess that I'll laugh last as I put away the past. I'm waiting for my good luck to begin.
Oh, yeah, that is Mr. Greg Schwoidok with the Buffalo Concertina All-Stars. How about we do one more? Here's one to call Don't Get Married Polka. You're tuned to Polkas After Dark. It's a little bit snowy down here, but hey, you know, that's par for the course, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Because we are Buffalo, New York, and that's all that matters.
Oj, nie żeń się, synu, bo źle tobie będzie. Będziesz miał żoneczką, a chleba nie będzie. Będziesz miał żoneczką, a chleba nie będzie. Oj, nie żeń się, synu, bo będziesz żałował i jesteś za młody. To będziesz biedował i jesteś za młody, to będziesz biedował. Oj, nie bój się, mamo, głodu się nie boję. Jak jeść nic nie będzie, żonką podstawuję. Jak jeść nic nie będzie, żonką podstavuję. Jak nic będzie pracy, no to spać pójdziemy. Jak nie będzie chleba, to się obędziemy. Jak nie będzie chleba, to nie obędziemy. Oj, nie słuchał matki, tylko się ożenił. Za 3 dni syneczek na twarzy się zmienił. Za 3 dni syneczek na twarzy się zmienił. Żonką ucałował, to było śniadanie, a zamiast obiadu było całowanie. A zamiast obiadu było całowanie.
Oh, yeah, that one entitled Don't Get Married Polka. Thank you so much.
Yeah, BCAS, Buffalo Concertina All-Stars. Hey, Jerry, there's been something sitting on everybody's screen.
Yes.
Why don't you let them know? That was Larry and
They
Sweetie
can
Face.
join Larry Kubiak and Sweetie Face over at the JFK K of C annual Polish dinner. How'd you like that? I got all the letters right.
JFK,
KFC.
Oh, I thought you said KFC, Kentucky Fried
No,
Chicken. Okay.
of C.
Okay, gotcha.
It's a charity fundraiser benefiting ALS of Michigan and the Capuchin Soup Kitchen. They have a homemade Polish food dinner for $17. And it's February 1st, 2026 from 12:30 to 6 p.m. at 33320 Kelly, Clinton Township, Michigan. You can get more information at 586-791-5656. Or you can donate more. You know, you want to throw some extra things in there that they can raffle off. That's very generous of you.
That's a good idea.
And or just buy 50-50 tickets. You don't have to have the dinner, so it's free admission to get in.
Yeah.
But if you decide to have the dinner, it's $17. They
And
got all the good food.
Where can you go to eat for $17?
Nowhere.
I mean, look at what we spend when we eat out
I
or we
know.
go, pick stuff up or whatever. It's crazy. Hey, Chris Tansky, our Buffalo Polka Booster
She's
president,
going,
said that she's going outside to remove some snow once again. Stay warm and safe, and you do the same, young lady.
her plow service hasn't shown yet.
Oh, boy.
They're stupid people.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I know it's busy
I
out
hate
there, and
that.
it's been snowing all day, and there's only so much you can do.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Your second mom is here. She's been here. I
yeah,
didn't
she's
get
been
a
hanging
chance
out. She said it looks like her house.
to say hello.
The fireplace,
Ah.
the drinks on the table,
Oh, probably, yeah.
or the snow.
Probably all,
All three.
All three. Jeez. And Les and Alice are watching. He says, great interview of our great and accomplished young man. Yeah, he's incredible. He really is incredible.
That's what it was. He originally posted that on YouTube.
Okay.
And then deleted it and moved it over there. Because I
Oh,
was like, there
okay.
was a comment over there.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah, but that's great. We are so glad to have Les and Alice with us today.
As always.
As always.
Polka music at its finest. I can't believe we have less than a half an hour to go. Hey, folks, we do want to let you know about a couple more people that are going to be joining us in the upcoming future here. And this guy is going to be joining us on February the 22nd. We want to get this thrown out here because talking with Freddie Swick, and his band was called the International Sound Machine. He said that they kind of played their last gig New Year's Eve.
Aw.
Yeah, but he's still going to be doing some stuff. But I can't wait to talk to Fred. And here is a song that he sent us. He said, you got to catch this tune. He said, you'll recognize it right away. It's a traditional Russian melody. So check this out.
Rozkwitali jabłoni i gruszy, popleli tumany nad rykoj. Wychodziła na bereg Katiusia, na wysokim bereg na krutoj. Wychodziła na bereg Katiusia, na wysokim bereg na krutoj. Wychodziła, pesnu zawodziła, prostebno, posizorho ja. Pro toho, которого любила, про того, чьи письма берегла. Про того, которого любила, про того, чьи письма берегла.
Hey, CJ, you got it right.
mali jabloni i gruši poprili tumani nad rekoj. Vyhodila na bereg Katjuša, na visokim bereg na krutoj. Vyhodila na bereg Katjuša, na visokim bereg na krutoj. Vyhodila pesmu zavodila, prostebno ko Sizor Horoja. Pro toho, ktorého ljubila, pro toho, či písma beregla. Pro toho, ktorého ljubila, pro toho, či písma beregla.
Yeah, you guys got that one right, or at least CJ did anyhow. It's Ukrainia polka. That is absolutely right. Ding, 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 ding. Jerry, what does he win? Oh, I'm so sorry. We're going to have to
watch
get
again
into
next week.
You
win.
That's a win? I don't know about that.
It's a win for us.
Hey, how about this? Let's bring up TBC with a couple of medley of tunes here. Hello to Carol Barron. She is joining us. Once again, your second mom, Arlene Pavlak Gavrinsky, is here.
Now this time you might think you've got the best of me, but I think that it's time you face reality. You're gonna find that I am not so easily replaced, and I held on a piece of my heart just in case. In the past when I would fall in love, I'd give my all, and then I need a parachute to break my fall. But when I fell this time, at least it wasn't on my face, and I held on a piece of my heart just in case. You are my sweetheart now. You are my baby doll. You are the one that I've waited for. Love me forever. We'll be together from now until the end of time. Love me forever. We'll be together from now until the end of time. Tyś moja kochanka, tyś moja laleczka, usta twoje jak wino słodkie. Tyś moje kochanie, księże, ja ci mówię, będziesz moją na całe życie. Tyś moje kochanie, księże, ja ci mówię, będziesz moją na całe życie. If I only knew back then what I think that I know now, I'd have you in my arms again. When I think of what I did when I was just a kid, I should have made you mine somehow. Lately I discovered the fact that I did love her. If only I could travel back through time. What I should have told you, baby, I love you. Wszyscy panny cieszą się, wszyscy panny tam pod jaworem ciemnym, zielonym cieszą się. Wszyscy panny tam pod jaworem ciemnym, zielonym cieszą się. Gdzie wy panny idziecie? Gdzie wy panny tam pod jaworem ciemnym, zielonym idziecie? Gdzie wy panny tam pod jaworem ciemnym, zielonym idziecie? A maleńka ta moja, a maleńka tam pod jaworem ciemnym, zielonym ta moja. A maleńka tam pod jaworem ciemnym, zielonym ta moja. Ta ma oczka tak jak ja. Ta ma oczka tam pod jaworem ciemnym, zielonym tak jak ja. Ta ma oczka tam pod jaworem ciemnym, zielonym tak jak ja. Wandzia, wandzia, szukaj grzyby, bo po Stasiu nie mam czas. Wandzia, wandzia, prędko, prędko, bo Staś przyjdzie tu do nas. Wandzia, wandzia, szukaj grzyby, bo po Stasiu nie mam czas. Wandzia, wandzia, prędko, prędko, bo Staś przyjdzie tu do nas. Grzyby, gdzie są grzyby, nie wiem jak wyglądają. Grzyby, grzyby, gdzie są grzyby, myślę sobie tutaj są. Grzyby, grzyby, gdzie są grzyby, nie wiem jak wyglądają. Grzyby, grzyby, gdzie są grzyby, myślę sobie tutaj są. Wandzia, wandzia, co gotujesz? Nie są grzyby, bo ja znam. Co ty myślisz, że ją głupi nie wie, że są kwiatki są? Wandzia, wandzia, co gotujesz? Nie są grzyby, bo ja znam. Co ty myślisz, że ją głupi nie wie, że to kwiatki są?
Oh yeah, there is another great tune. Boy, you know, we've got a bunch of them. Hey, Jerry, did you mention that there is a special news report?
There's a very special news report. Ladies and gentlemen, we have been informed that Alexandrias have canceled the music for tonight. The Buffalo Brass was supposed to perform.
Who is that, Kevin?
Kevin.
What a loser.
I love it.
why.
Not everybody would understand that, but that was funny.
No, that's true. Very true. Oh, boy. Kevin, you're a sick man. You really, really are. Thank you, Cheryl.
Zaświeć miesiączku w okno moje. Zaświeć miesiączku w okno moje. Zasmuciło się, zasmuciło się, zasmuciło się serce moje. Zasmuciło się, zasmuciło się, zasmuciło się serce moje. Czemu ty lubo w progu stoisz? Czemu ty lubo w progu stoisz? Czy ty się mojej, czy ty się mojej, czy ty się mojej mamy boisz? Czy ty się mojej, czy ty się mojej, czy ty się mojej mamy boisz?
That was a nice place, Kevin.
Nie płacz, nie wdumaj, serce moje. Nie płacz, nie wdumaj, serce moje. Moje serduszko, moje serduszko, moje serduszko, dzisiaj twoje. Moje serduszko, moje serduszko, moje serduszko, dzisiaj twoje. Moje serduszko Tobie dałem, moje serduszko Tobie dałem, bo tylko Ciebie, bo tylko Ciebie, bo tylko Ciebie tak kochałem, bo tylko Ciebie, bo tylko Ciebie, bo tylko Ciebie tak kochałem.
Well, folks, this is around the time when Jerry and I get a chance to say to everybody, thanks so much for putting us on. If you've been listening in your car,
Thanks for the ride.
you're tuned to, thanks for the snowmobile is what we need to say. Nobody, look at that. A plow has not come up the street.
Wow.
And
Good, then we
when
won't
did
be
we-
blocked in.
When did we start? 5? Yeah, that's true too. Jeez, a whiz. Hey, folks, we will catch you next week, Saturday, if in the Lord willing. And then next week, Sunday, we're going to be blessed to be talking to Ed Kalansek from the, I think he plays like a Slovenian, if I'm not mistaken. And he's going to be on here letting us know about a whole bunch of stuff, including some upcoming engagements. And we're going to get some recordings from Ed sometime this week.
So my other mother
Okay.
said that she used to play ball for Wise Guys.
Oh, really?
And she still has her jacket.
Wow.
Talk about nostalgia.
Wow.
That's so cool.
Hank Sajak. Now, or Sajak, what was Hank's wife's name?
I have no idea.
I can't remember, but I'm sure she's going to remember. Jeez. Okay, well, we will wait until she types something in. Come on, Arlene. Jeez, whiz. What was, Thanks for the slide. CJ said, cute.
That was me driving home from work today.
I can't remember. I remember Hank because I used to play there with the Dynatones when I first moved into town. Oh, well, we'll try to figure that out. Hey, Donna Zielinski, thanks so much for hanging out here with us tonight as well. Hope you didn't have too much. What'd she say?
Thank you for a great show. Oh, Sharon. Thanks for a great show. Got a lot done while listening. Stay warm and stay safe.
There you go. But I am
And
looking
she said,
here.
I'm that old.
I'm that old. She may not remember. That's okay. I don't remember either. Hey, listen to that accordion player. I think I knew who that was. Is that Kevin Kurgel?
Traveled the highways and been town to town, and everywhere fans are the same. They all love to polka and twirl around. Polka's the name of the game. When the band plays a polka, you just can't sit still. Fans everywhere swing and sway. When the band plays a polka, it makes you feel good. It makes all the blues go away.
I love you too, second mom. Hey, have a good night there, Sharon. Hope all is well with you.
Everyone that you
And Mr. Szymanski, same to you, buddy. Thanks.
that polkas are here to stay. At a picnic lounge or dance, you'll find twirling polka fans 24 hours a day. When the band plays a polka, you just can't sit still. Fans everywhere swing and sway. When the band plays a polka, it makes you feel good. It makes all the blues go away.
Hey, Don, that's all right. Make sure you catch it. It was one heck of an interview. Make sure that you listen on the YouTube feed if you get a chance, or maybe even on the Facebook feed. Sure does, Sharon.
Thank you very much, Dziękuję, all the fellas in the band. The tune called the Helena Polka.